Hey, this is That Sound Design Guy. I'm here with Nate for their game Impulse. Nate, you want to tell us a bit about the game?
Yeah, sure. So the game is inspired by Kaizo Mario, a little bit of Celeste, and a little bit of N++. I'm an old Kaizo head from like the early 2000s, been working in Kaizo for a long time. Never heard of Kaizo. It's sort of this genre, kind of like the hard Mario stuff where people are throwing things around in the air. The impetus behind this game is just that there's these really cool games, these really hard levels that people play on Twitch, and we thought it'd be cool if everyone could do things like that. So the idea is just, let's try to make that game accessible, let's try to increase the learning curve and get everybody playing Kaizo at that level and feeling competent and empowered doing that kind of stuff.
Very interesting. And I understand you're also the lead composer for the project.
I am the composer for the project, right? Yes, I am the lead.
And care to tell us a bit about your design process, what DAWs you use, inspiration, such and such?
Well, for music, yeah, sure. So, like, my actual musical training is actually mostly self-learned. I played drums in high school. I was in the drum line a little bit. My brother, who is a professional composer, I've learned a lot through osmosis from him. Even just through indie games and stuff, like working in Ableton and things like that. I kind of worked on soundtracks, but I just come from a very musical family, and so it's just kind of like happened, just kind of like automatically. It's just been basically self-learned. A lot of it I draw inspiration from like prog rock and just like wide variety of interests. I listen to like Snarky Puppy, Sean McLaughlin.
King Crimson?
What?
King Crimson? That's a personal prog rock favorite of mine.
Yeah, I like them. But I mean, just like lots of different things and also different genres. Like, I listen to a little bit of classical music. I listen to a lot of jazz. Just all of these different things. And so for me, kind of the fun of this project, because it's a very Rayman-esque kind of like fantastical kind of game in terms of its visual style, I'm able to kind of cycle through different kinds of genre mashups and things as the game progresses. The game is one continuous piece of music, which I guess is interesting from an audio perspective. It's not multiple soundtracks.
It develops as you play the game.
So there's multiple loop points, basically.
Right.
The loop points kind of change the start and the end as it goes, as you play. And then the idea behind the game, really, I'm more of a game designer than I am an audio person, but the importance of audio is really important in games, just as art is and everything else. So it's all kind of a reductive process to help you feel certain things, just as it is with music, I'm sure, right?
Right.
So one example of that is in this game, you're collecting notes and you're shooting them out. It's a very kind of like action platformer type of thing, where it's sort of like half dash, half rocket jump, where the notes bounce around and you run into them. One of the things I thought a lot about in this game is learnability, because it's from a hard genre. And so what we've done is we've used audio cues to kind of harmonize the sound effects to the music. So there's 7 notes in the game that you shoot like ammo, and those are the 7 degrees, like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do.
Okay.
And so you can, when you're listening to the audio, it's not really like you're playing music per se, but it's actually like you can tell that the music is right or wrong, or that the gameplay is right or wrong, because you can hear it. That you did a 5-1 instead of a 4-1 or whatever, right? You can actually hear that you did it wrong, and then the timings and all of that. It's just a method of learning.
Got it.
Also, I guess in terms of audio design, I would say that a lot of these things there's a lot of analogies between this game and playing instruments. So one thing about the genre that I'm in, which is called Kaizo, is that it's a very kind of flowy thing, much like playing an instrument. But like an instrument also, it has this kind of phase transition almost in the experience, where at the beginning you're trying to play a guitar, you're learning all the pieces. It's a completely different experience to learn to play the guitar than it is to learn to play a song once you know it. Okay. So the idea behind this game, there's a reason why there's so many Kaizo players or musicians. It's because I'm trying to collapse that moment of kind of frustration that happens before the flow state. So there's a lot of heavy musical analogies in this game, in addition to the actual music behind the game. It's very much, it should be familiar to any musician, the difference between what it feels like to learn an instrument and what it feels like to play.
Hey, I'm a musician.
You're a musician, so you know the difference between playing music and learning how to play an instrument.
Right.
We're trying to just kind of like bootstrap that feeling so that you can feel it. It's very similar to what Kaizo is about. It's the feeling of going from I don't understand to I've mastered this thing. And it's kind of a microcosm of that in every level, and that's why we have the audio design, and the audio is all designed to help you learn and move you towards that. And that's kind of like what I'm all about.
All right. Thank you so much for your input. Impulse, available on Steam?
Yes, correct. If you go to impulsegame.com, it'll bring you to our Steam page. If you want to wish list the game, we're going to be doing like publisher Kickstarter stuff like very soon, and the demo will be out shortly. And you can definitely please check us out. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Yeah, see you.